Osain guru guru meye.
Marigo sai, marigo ye, marigo.
Guru guru meye.
Marigo sai, marigo ye, marigo.
Osain guru guru meye.
Marigo sai, marigo ye, marigo.
Osain guru guru meye.
My favorite phone, Osain. What's up, family? This is the Alchemist again, Osainista.com. I'm out here on Old Hickory Lake here in the Middle Tennessee area. I was out here yesterday late in the evening, and as I normally do when I'm out in nature, I started looking around and trying to identify some of the plants that are growing in the area. And this area, I don't come to a whole lot. The times that I have come here, I've been on a different end. So I didn't discover this until yesterday, but there's a whole patch of jewelweed growing. Jewelweed, there's a couple of varieties of jewelweed. The one that I'm looking at that I'm going to show you today is Impatiens capensis. That's the actual botanical name for it. Don't ask me to spell it. I think it's Impatiens, and then capensis is Capensis. There's another closely related variety that I've seen some people talk about, and I don't know the botanical name for it, but the jewelweed that I'm going to show you today, and the one that's commonly used for some of the different conditions and ailments that I'm going to talk about, is the Impatiens capensis. And the main difference between those two is this jewelweed that I'm talking about, Impatiens capensis, is the one that has this this orange, yellowish colored flower on it. That's the main way to identify it. So at some point in this video, I'll end up telling you or showing you how it got the name jewelweed and why it got the name jewelweed. And also there's other names that it goes by, touch me not, spotted touch me not, spotted jewelweed. And I'm also going to show you, if I can, why it's called touch me not. So if you look at the area, you got the lake over here. Here's a nice little trail going around the lake. Over on this side, you have a little slight hill. So, whenever it rains, there's water that kind of runs down the hill and may end up settling in this little drainage or valley area. A couple of, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I posted some pictures of jewelweed when I was out hiking at one of our local waterfall areas, but that jewelweed hadn't started blooming yet. So I wanted to make sure that I showed y'all the flowers and how they look when they start to bloom. And they should bloom anywhere, I guess anywhere from June to September. You usually find the blooms on them. So like I said, let's just get into this. You see, this is a pretty healthy patch, So this is jewelweed. This is jewelweed. This, well, not all of it. I mean, this leaf right here, that's another plant. But this is it's a nice healthy patch of jewelweed growing out here. And I don't have time right now, but later on, either today or tomorrow, I'm going to come back and I'm going to harvest most of this this jewelweed patch, right? I was taught and through trial and error that the best time to harvest jewelweed for its medicinal properties is once the plant has gone into flower, and that's exactly the state that this patch is right now. I mean, most, if not all, these plants have flowers on them. So what I'm going to do with it is make an infused oil with the jewelweed, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the uses. But I have a couple of products that I make specifically for eczema, and that I'm actually in the process of revamping, and jewelweed is definitely part of that formula, right? So let's get a little closer and take a look at jewelweed. As I mentioned before, the telltale on this plant is this yellowish orange flower that you see hanging here. Get a little closer on that. And look at the leaf patterns on them. And let me see. I saw one of the pods yesterday, and I intentionally didn't disturb it because I knew I wanted to come back and make this video today. But these pods, and this is how it gets the name Touch Me Not, if you disturb the pod, it will burst open with seeds. Oh, here's one right here. So you see that pod? I'm gonna lightly squeeze it and it's gonna burst open. Oh, well, maybe not. Okay, it ain't ready to pop. Let me see. All right, that one's not ready to pop. All right, here's another one. Ah, there we go. You see that? It popped open. I do have to find one of them. Let me see if I can find another. Here's one down here. See it? And see how it just popped open? So that's why it's called Touch Me Not. Those pods that hang off contains the seeds, and if you disturb them lightly, slightly, they will pop open. Here's another one. Oh, there we go. It popped. Yeah, so that's why the plant gets the name Touch Me Not. And I know this is not jewelweed, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. You've all heard of ragweed before, and it has its particular medicinal uses, as well as spiritual uses. You know that ambrosia is used as part of in the ATR traditions also for certain things. But this is called great ragweed. So it doesn't look at all like the common ragweed, the common ambrosia that I mentioned just a second ago. So it's some of this actually growing over here in this patch as well. Yeah, but it's a pretty nice and nice healthy patch of jewelweed growing. Got some of these nice mature plants. Jewelweed is primarily known for its benefit when it comes to like skin irritations. There's phytochemicals or plant chemicals that's contained in it that have antihistamine and anti-inflammatory properties, as well as some other properties. But I'm not going to get into all of them right now. If you want, at some point I'll have an article written on osainista.com. You can go there and read all about it. But let's look at the plant stalk. Another telltale for identifying jewelweed. You know, this is a nice strong stalk, and at each one of the nodes, you see how it's kind of like a knot there, like this. Here's a nice one. Look down at the bottom here. See that? So the juice that's in this stalk and stem, as well as the leaves, you know, if you're out in nature and you happen to come across some poison ivy, poison oak, nettle, you know, you can crush up the leaves of this plant, or use the juice on the stem and put it on the affected site and get some relief. So it's real good for skin irritations and skin issues. Also, like insect bites, you know, mosquitoes, spiders. There's other uses for it. You know, you can use it in a certain fashion for, applying it to hemorrhoids. There's just several uses for jewelweed that I'll talk about in the blog article. But I wanted to show you the plant a little close up today. And like I said, I didn't have a chance to find one. At least there wasn't one available when I went hiking and posted those pictures from that hike a few weeks ago. So this is jewelweed. Yep. So now I'm going to show you, if it'll pick up on the camera, I'm going to show you how it gets the name jewelweed. So I'm just going to pop off one of these leaves and walk over here to the water and try not to slip and fall in. But there's a coating on the leaves, and if you're familiar with the and the water looks nasty. If you're familiar with the like those little 3D hologram stickers that you sometimes find on credit cards or like some product labels that you may buy, when you submerge this leaf underwater, particularly the back side of the leaf, the sun is shining on it, it'll give you that the kind of iridescent look that you would see in one of those hologram logos or stickers that I was just talking about. Or if you're familiar with gemstones, what is it, labradorite? If you're familiar with labradorite and how it looks, it kind of gives you that iridescent feel and look. So I guess I need to get out of the sun. Yeah, I think you can kind of see it. It's submerged in the water, and you see that silvery, iridescent look. That's how I got the name Jewelweed. Right. So, anyway, like I said, I just wanted to make this short video today to show y'all jewelweed, a little bit about the environment that it grows in, a little bit about the plant, and that's it. So I want to send a shout out to my padrino, who's the owner of Jewelweed Osainista. So if there are any of you watching this video and you need some fresh plants for ritual and ceremony, hit him up. He's on Facebook, Jewelweed Osainista. He's down in Florida, so he's right around the action of where all those wonderful airway is growing and all over the place. So anyway, this is Jewelweed, and y'all follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, Osainista Herbals. This is the Alchemist. See you later.
Osain guru guru me